Welcome to Veggies and Herbs. My name is Ruben Molale. Now we are in the beginning of spring in South Africa, and I would like to share with you 5 of my favorite quick growing crops that will be perfect for the spring season. So depending on where you live and depending on your climate and the condition of your garden, these crops can be of use in 8 to 12 weeks. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now my first crop that I would like to share with you is bush beans. This is a compact plant and it doesn't need any support. So it does well if you sow it directly into the soil, but I'm starting my seed off in this newspaper pots, which I will transplant once the seeds are ready. So to avoid damaging or disturbing the root system, I will be planting the whole newspaper pot once the seeds are ready to be transplanted. If you want to have a continuous supply of beans during the summer season, you can then plant beans every 4 weeks to ensure that you have a continuous supply of beans. Now Chard is also another favorite that I like to plant. You can start it off indoors in seed trays, or you can sow it directly into your garden. This is a nice cut and grow again crop that can be grown throughout the year. However, it is prone to bolting during the hot summer periods. But you can start off your sweet chard now and enjoy it. The classic or the original sweet chard stem used to be white, but there's quite a variety of colors that has been introduced, and that will give your garden a nice pop and nice color. So sweet chard is definitely a plant that you can plant once and get a continuous harvest throughout the season. Now carrots can be a tricky plant because carrots can take a very long time to germinate. So it requires you to be patient, but there are things that you can do to increase the germination rate of your carrots. First of all is to ensure that you turn the soil to ensure that there is no compaction at the bottom of the surface. And after you have planted the carrots, it's important to cover it either with a card box or with some item to ensure that you retain the moisture of your carrots, because if the seed dry out at any time, it can result that you have a very low germination rate. So after you have sown your carrots, you can let them grow and then harvest your sweet baby carrots once your carrots are ready to be thinned out. Now onions can take a very long time to develop their bulbs, but you don't have to wait that long. You can sow spring onions, which you can then pull out when they are just baby onions. I like to start mine off indoors in seed tray. I do multi-sowing where I sow approximately 8 seeds per cell, and once they've germinated, then I transplant them as a bunch into my garden. This will make it much more easier for you to harvest them as a bunch, and you can have that mild, beautiful, sweet flavor of onions during the spring season. So now the last crop will be potatoes. Potatoes are very easy to grow. It is very low maintenance. All you have to do is get your seed tubers and then put them in a place where they can sprout. And once they've sprouted, you can then plant them either into containers or into bags or any place in your garden. I have already a couple of potatoes in my garden that I will be harvesting early this spring, and I'm looking forward to share that with you. So those are my 5 favorite crops that are easy to grow. If you are a new gardener, you can maybe start off with one of these crops and increase the number of crops as you gain experience. But if you have a small space and you are interested in big ideas, click on the screen and check out my video on techniques that you can use to get a multiple and a bountiful harvest out of your garden. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.